Does this look good? It better look good. Okay. Mic quality now. Okay. So, I'm gonna talk like this so that way the quality doesn't suck, unlike the last 4 takes. So anyway, on November 29th, I had the opportunity to interview someone very special, Toa Lime, or Lime-Flavored Libertarian, as some of you might know him by. Probably one of the more controversial outcasts in the Bionicle community, and an absolutely fascinating individual, and we'll get into that in a second. Communicating with Toa Lime was a bit of a challenge. I don't think he quite knows how normal conversations work, and he's pretty cagey about a lot of stuff, so there was quite a bit of back and forth to actually communicate different points between us. And also, it took about 6 months for me to finally get this interview going. I asked him on Twitter once, and then his account got taken down, so I wasn't able to even find out if he wanted to do the interview. And then, after going through about 2 suspended Discord accounts, I finally got a hold of him again, and he said he really wanted to be interviewed, so I was pretty excited about that. The problem, though, Lime records all of his videos on a Nintendo 3DS, which meant that during the interview, what happened was I would get on a Discord call. He couldn't respond to me, but he could hear me. I would ask him a question. He would record his answer separate on his 3DS. He would hook up the 3DS to his computer, upload it to his computer, upload it to Discord, and send it to me. Then I would download the file from Discord, and since it wasn't an MP3 file or any format that I could actually play, I then had to put that file into Handbrake, convert it into an MP3 file, and then I was finally able to hear what he had to say. So it was kind of frustrating, but in the end it was worth it. So we're about to do the interview here. He's like, "Cool, can't wait, so hyped." I reply, "Me too," with a Sans Undertale Fortnite dance gif. Very classy. The interview goes really well, actually, despite all the communication problems. And then he says this at the end of the interview: "You're very welcome. I'm so hyped. Also, stay tuned for my next video, the greatest Bionicle rant ever." He seems pretty excited. He's really excited for this. About 1 hour later, he's like, "Can you cancel the interview? Please don't post the interview." I asked why. Is there anything you want me to cut? I think it went pretty great, and that it's not really any different than what he usually has in his videos. And then, not even like 3 hours later, I find out that all the content on his channel has been deleted. And his channel hasn't been suspended or anything. He just straight up deleted every single video he had on the channel. The interview went fine. And did I kill Toa Lime? Did I say something to make him delete his channel? I don't even know if my interview had anything to do with it. Maybe he just decided he had a change of heart and took them all down. But it's like he won't respond to any of my messages. His videos are totally gone now. He's totally radio silent on all fronts. It's just really bizarre. I don't understand. I may have the last Toa Lime video on planet Earth. Hopefully I didn't kill Toa Lime. Maybe he'll rebound. And maybe we'll never know why he deleted his videos. Maybe he's gone forever. But for now, all we have is this interview left, and I'd love to share it with you guys. So, on to the video. Hello there, Toa Lime. Can you hear me? Alright, that's great, actually. Alright, so now that we have this set up and you can communicate a bit easier now, let's just do kind of a test. Just, I don't know, record something and just send it through Discord. Obviously, the file can't be, like, insanely long, so try to keep your response to stuff, or just try to keep this test under, like, 20 seconds, probably. If you hear any eating sounds, that's just me. I'm having some breakfast.
Saying this is the Lime-Flavored Libertarian 24 show.
Well, I mean, like in this instance, like, if someone wants to, like, interview you, or just for convenience's sake? Because it must be like a headache to just like have to constantly like upload from your 3DS, you know. All right, so just some basic stuff first, and I think you can probably answer all of this. Like these are really simple questions. You can answer all of this in probably like one file. So like when did you start your channel? And I know the one that you have right now, it isn't your first channel because I think it got suspended or something, the first one. But like when did you first start uploading videos?
I started making a YouTube channel back in September 2016. And the main reason why is because I find myself, well, with YouTube, you can literally post anything you want. You can post your opinion any way you want. And when you watch a video online, you know what I like about the fact that you can just sit back, relax, and it's almost like listening to a podcast or a radio show where it's just someone going on about their opinion about a certain issue or something like that. And yes, my first YouTube channel was terminated in early 2018, mostly because of some sort of, I don't know, they probably just hate my channel or something like that. But anyways, I created a brand new channel a few months later in March of 2018. I've been going with that channel ever since. So that's basically how I started off making YouTube videos, and that's why I have a brand new YouTube channel now that started in early 2018.
So September 2016, huh? That's actually interesting because for some reason I thought you had been around like way longer than that. And granted, 2016 it actually is a bit a while ago since it's gonna be 2019 now. No, I could have sworn you were around a little bit longer. It's just you like everyone just like talks about you all the time, but it feels like you're kind of like the mainstay. Oh, okay. You started on Tumblr. Okay, all right. That's actually really interesting. But so a lot of YouTubers have like personalities and stuff, and a lot of people kind of like have like a mixed opinions on you and stuff. Like I know a guy who met you in real life actually, and he said that you were pretty quiet compared to your videos. I can't remember what the guy's name was, but I think it was like someone from Modularity maybe. So my question is, do you over exaggerate yourself for your for the modcast? Yeah. do you over exaggerate yourself on purpose? Is it is like a personality that you put on for the channel? Or is it just is that just you in general? Do you share like the same beliefs as the character, quote unquote, from your channel? And do you act like him in real life?
Things I say on my channel, I do believe. Although sometimes I do exaggerate some of the things I say, just in this way it grabs people's attention. But you know, sometimes in my videos, I literally do think what I say in my videos. For example, in one of my videos, I got really off Lego for swinging recycled plastic. In real life, I am that off of them for switching to recycled plastic because I know that's going to destroy their company. So usually I just exaggerate what I say, but I do believe all the things I'm saying in my videos. So basically, I believe most of the things I say. I exaggerate some of it, and sometimes when I exaggerate, I literally mean it. So that's my response.
So you believe like pretty much everything that you have on the channel, even if it might be a little bit exaggerated. Like let's say, like the way you're talking. Do you like talk this fast paced in real life? Dang, man, it's like you're shouting at people all the time. It's no problem though. Everyone has their quirks, but so if you believe like everything that you say, like I wouldn't say it's like a favorite video of yours, but I've like memed it quite a bit. It's the is K2SO to Black video. I just found it funny because you had pictures of the figure like you owned it, and even though like you don't like it, you bought it anyway. And then like, is he too black? But like the thing is that like he's black in the movie, so it just seemed kind of like a troll because there were just so many like contradictory elements in the video. What do you have to say about something like that? Or is that the exception to the rule in that case? Do you sometimes make like joke videos sort of just to kind of stir people up?
The reason why I talk fast in some of my videos is because of time constraints. For example, sometimes when I record a video, my 3DS only records about 10 minutes at a time, so I'm literally bordering around the 10-minute mark in some of my videos. And also with my K2SO's 2 Black video, I really don't care what the set looks like in a movie. I'm just talking about objectively from a set perspective. the set has too much black in its color scheme, and it just feels like Lego's using up all these black pieces just to save money on their set. So I think with K2SO, it's not that much of a joke video. I'm just saying that K2SO, from a color scheme perspective, is too black, and they didn't do anything creative with that set or that character by using any transparent pieces. They only used black in it.
Okay, all right, that's actually really interesting. So you don't. Here's another question that you can kind of here. Maybe don't record this one yet until I ask another one because it's kind of a simple one. But so you don't necessarily believe that Lego should have sets that are accurate to the movie. You think that they should take like creative liberties to like sort of what is it? What's the word I'm looking for? To kind of just accentuate it, because the Lego itself isn't necessarily a movie format, you know what I mean? It's more like, okay, yeah, you do care more about creative liberties than movie accuracy. I do kind of agree with that in some aspects, like you look at like Lego superheroes. I don't even buy Lego anymore, really, but shh, don't tell anyone. No, but I like how it's mainly just for the minifigures and not for anything else. I feel like all the sets kind of just suck outside the minifigures, and it'd be cool to see Lego kind of just like fill in the gaps there and actually make like a worthwhile set where you don't just spend like $100 just to get the exclusive Batman minifigure. You know, I think that'd be kind of cool. So I kind of get where you're going there. All right, next question, and this might be a little bit just kind of straight in there and stuff, but I've a lot of people, I don't know if you saw like comments on the video that I did about the Bionicle community or whatever, but a lot of people say that you're like a racist or whatever. And like in your videos, some of them, I can't remember which one, but there's like elements of that. And I know you also like said something about like hating black people or something on Tumblr. Do you not like black people? Are you a racist, or is that just part of the exaggerated persona that you put out? And like if you are a racist, then why? Because you know you don't really get a lot of that in today's world. So that's kind of interesting to me. If you are,
first of all, I'm not a racist, but also the reason why a lot of Bionicle fans, I think they call me racist, is because they're scared that I'm speaking the truth. They're scared of the fact that I'm exposing that Lego's using all these black color schemes to save money. And also, I'm not a racist. And all the people that say that I am, say for example, I'm sure they just say that because I criticize K2SO for being too black. So I guess that's all I have to say about it. I don't know what else to say, but I don't hate black people. I care more about if someone's good at what they do than the color scheme. The only time I care about color is when it comes to the color scheme of a set.
Okay, all right. Adequate defense, I guess. Let's see. Also, thank you for the answer, by the way. Not a lot of people would usually answer something like that. But for our next question, it kind of leads into something that you brought up. Let's see about. Oh yeah, about you care about like the set, like Lego, wasting money on not wasting money, saving money on sets. And like the truth, quote unquote, that you speak of, I guess this truth or whatever. But when it comes down to it about like the set thing, it kind of like how maybe I'm not understanding correctly, but how does Lego like conserve on money by like printing like black pieces for like a character that is already like black in the movie? Like the piece itself is made out of the same material, and all they're doing is just turning it another color. Now I'm not like a Lego expert, but I'm assuming because the things that really cost a lot are the molds of different pieces, not necessarily the base colors. Now if you want to make like a transparent thing, that's an entirely different story. But like when it comes down to just different colored pieces, I'm pretty sure that they use like the same format, and it's not really all that variant in like the cost per piece, really, the color really, unless it is transparent. So I'm just kind of curious how like, you know, how does that work? And then also, don't record anything yet, I just kind of added this onto the other thing, but what exactly is like the truth exactly? Because I'm really curious about this. It's like, like you only have like about like 100 subs, and that's actually kind of impressive from a certain standpoint when you look at it. But it's like not really a lot of people like really take you seriously, and I'm kind of on the fence as to whether or not you like are trolling with some of this stuff still. But I'm curious what like convicts you to like spread the truth, and what is the truth really, and like are you propagating it in the right way, you think, or are like I don't know. Sorry, my question's a bit scattershot, so just kind of respond with how you feel about it.
Lego saving money by making sets like K2SO. And you know how they're doing that? By basically saying, hey, instead of creating a whole bunch of transparent recolors like they did in Bio G2, we'll just save money on recolors by just having a whole bunch of black and gray color scheme sets like K2SO, Kylo Ren, Darth Maul, Darth Vader. All these sets, they didn't have to create any recolors for any pieces. They just use the same black and gray pieces like they always do. So that's how they're saving money by making Star Wars construction sets. Also, the other question, what's the truth? The truth is that in the last few years, radical environmentalists and people who hate Bionicle are the ones that I think run LEGO. And that's my completely honest opinion. I think radical environmentalists have taken a hostile takeover of LEGO in the last few years, and that's why they've stopped listening to ordinary Bionicle fans like you and me. They care more about the getting awards and the feelings of radical environmentalists than the people who bought their sets since the early 2000s. And also, you know what's proof of this? Look, LEGO, they care more about getting awards from environmentalists because they got rid of all the canisters the sets were packaged in. Also, they're doing this radical environmentalist plan that's going to destroy their company in the year 2030 by switching to recycled plastic. LEGO is destroying their company in 2030, and you know what fuels me to make the videos that I do? The fact that nobody else in the Bionicle fandom has the to say what's obvious, and that is radical environmentalists want to destroy LEGO, and it's very clear that they want to destroy LEGO by switching to recycled plastic, and that's why you see with LEGO, they have this vile hatred of Bionicle going back to the early 2000s, when, according to the book Brick by Brick, the people who charged LEGO couldn't understand why the Bulwark did so well. They did well because they stood out. They couldn't understand why they did well. They thought it was weird that this Bulwark, that was this ball that opened up that fired parasites out of its head. They couldn't understand why it did well. But you know what? Ordinary Bionicle fans like you and me know why it did well. It did well because it was fresh and different. It was cool. It was packaged in a canister. It was unlike anything we've ever seen before. The people at LEGO have a vile hatred of Bionicle going all the way back to when they had Galdor getting a TV show instead of Bionicle. So what fuels me is the fact that nobody else has the to expose the crap these radical environmentalists are doing. Nobody else has the to expose the fact that radical environmentalists are the ones running LEGO, and that's what really fuels me to run LEGO. The fact that nobody else has the to say what's the most obvious thing about what's going on at LEGO.
All right, quite an impassioned response there. Also, if you're concerned about like time restraints while you're recording this, don't worry about it. Since like a minute-long video can come through, then you can talk slower if you want to. I don't know if it's like stressful on your vocals or anything. I know it would be on mine. So yeah, you can just talk normally if you want, because like it doesn't have to be 20 seconds. So you're good. Okay, so a little bit here. You mentioned about like the Borak and stuff. That's kind of interesting because like you said they couldn't understand why they worked, like why like they were popular and stuff. But to me, like even if they didn't understand it, they knew that it was popular, and that's why we got like the second wave, like the Borak Cal and stuff, which I didn't really like that much because they were capitalizing on the success of the first one without really making anything original. That's probably like the weakest wave of Bionicle in my opinion. But I think like I don't know, it's a little bit contradictory because like they made more of them, and like they recognized that it was successful. As for like why they hate Bionicle, as for environmentalists hating Bionicle or hating Lego in general, well, like I don't know, that's kind of a granted for me, just because like if you're an environmentalist and you don't want more plastic, then like obviously, you don't want to support Lego, so that just kind of makes sense. Anyone in Lego that is like a hardcore environmentalist is kind of like hypocritical, I guess. I really don't see a huge issue with it because like they still make stuff. I don't think they'll ever stop making Lego because they make a lot of profit from it, like you've said before. And as for like hating Bionicle, I don't know, it just seems weird because like they continued it for like so long, and it was only like after the stars came out and stuff and the main storyline wrapped that they scrapped it, because originally they were they were gonna do way more with it, but just because the sales were kind of down, they had like more story stuff planned from Farshti, and they were gonna, they had more set plans and stuff, but it just didn't pan out. Mainly because like the audience had grown really old, because it'd been around for like a really long time. It's a 9-year anniversary of its cancellation, so most people that were into Bionicle at the time of its cancellation were like edging on like mid-20s, maybe even, their early 30s, depending on when they got into it. So it's kind of like an understandable thing that they would cancel it. As for G2, I wouldn't say that proves Lego hates Bionicle. I would say it proves Lego is terrible at reading the table and understanding like marketing aspects. Like, just look at like the Lego Ninjago movie, because that was I don't know. I don't really think they understand what people want most of the time, which is why they keep making like Lego City sets that are basically just Lego Cops sets. It just would be cool to get more variety in that area, but I don't really think that Lego hates Bionicle. Anyway, that's my stance on it. But for a question that you can answer, actually, would you say you're like a diehard Bionicle fan then, because of all the videos you make and like your stance on stuff? Do you like own a lot of the sets? And kind of segueing into that, like let's talk a little bit about you in general without giving too much personal information. But like, do you have like a job or something where you can like buy Lego Bionicle sets? Like, are you working? Do you have your own place? Do you live with like your parents or something? Just kind of stuff like that. Like, tell me a bit about you. Like, what's your life like? Because not a lot of people really know about Toa Lime.
Yes, I'm a diehard Bionicle fan. I've been a fan of Bionicle since 2001, back when I was 4 or 5 years old. And the first set I got was Toa Lime. And the one thing I absolutely love about the sets, I remember seeing them at Toys R Us or at a pharmacy store, where I noticed about them right away were the cancers. They just stood out right away. They were unlike anything I've ever seen before. Bionicle G1, the sets, they just stood out so much, especially the cancers. So the second set I got was the green Bullock Levock, then I got some of the other Bullock. And let's see here. Also, I have all 35 G2 Bionicle sets. I also have a few extra sets for some extra pieces. Let's see here. I have a whole bunch of other Bionicle sets. I have all 6 of the original Toa Mata. It took me 17 years to finally have them all. I have some old Technic competition sets. Let's see here. I have all the Toa Naika, all the Toa Mari. I have all the Paraka. Let's see here. I have 2 of the Baraki. I have 4 out of 6 of the Toa Nuva. Let's see here. I have nearly all the vehicle sets from 2008 and 2009. Let's see here. I have Axon. I have a whole bunch of Hero Factory sets as well. I'm a massive fan of Bionicle. I've been a fan of it ever since 2001, and I've been a fan of it ever since, even still today. And the one thing that always stood out to me about Lego was Bionicle and Construction and Technic, those kind of things. The ones that stood out. The early 2000s was literally the golden era of Lego. It was almost like the renaissance of the most creative, most throw things in the wall to see what would stick ideas. Unlike nowadays, where everything's just generic Marxist stuff that Lego makes nowadays. But also, with my personal life, I'm not going to say that much about it, but I stay at home with my parents, and that's pretty much my personal life. I'm not going to go that much into my personal life, because when I make my videos, I'm not one of these people that goes, hey, look what I did, look at this selfie, look at this thing, look at that thing. Whenever I make a video, I always make it about my opinion on an important issue that matters, or I talk about something that no one else has the balls to talk about. So usually when I do my videos, I don't talk about my personal life. Usually I just talk about my opinion. I just give my opinion about an issue, and usually it's one where I'm very passionate about. Usually in my videos, I just give my opinion, especially if it's a very passionate opinion I have about a certain issue. So that's my response.
All right. Well, I can definitely respect keeping your personal life more of like an off base thing. So that's kind of cool. As for your love of Bionicle, that's also pretty neat. I myself, I don't really have a lot of the sets. I just kind of like have probably the most generic selection. I got like the the Mata, the Borak, and then like some of the Titan sets like Rudaka and Brutaka and like Vezon and Fernac, stuff like that. Haven't really collected any in the past while though. So yeah. All right. Here's another question then. How about like what do you like envision yourself doing in like a couple years from now? Are you still gonna be making these videos? Do you have like maybe a career planned or something, or are you just kind of gonna just meander through it a little bit? Take things as it comes. Like what's in store for Toa Lime in the future?
I envision me and my channel basically doing really well. I mean, whenever I have a really strong opinion about something, I'm going to make a video about it on my channel. But the one thing that I do imagine doing as a career one day is something that's tech related. For example, I'm really good at editing websites. I'm good at editing photos. I'm good at designing websites. I'm really good at HTML code. I'm good at photo editing. For example, here's an interesting fact. And you know what? You're all about to hear it right here. You know, in the last 2 years of high school, I actually edited half the photos in the last 2 years as yearbooks. So I'm almost like a photo editing machine. I'm good at things that are really repetitive. So I can imagine doing something either that's related to either photo editing or website design, something like that. But for now, I'm just going to make some videos on my channel just for fun and just to spread my opinion.
Wait, I'm sorry. I wasn't recording that on OBS. I didn't have that up. Hang on. All right, there we go. Okay, I'm just going to recycle through that again just so that I can actually put it in the interview. So basically, I told Toa Lime that I thought it was really neat that some guy's going to go around and he doesn't even know that Toa Lime edited his yearbook photo. That's just kind of like an Easter egg of life. That's just real neat. Anyway, all right, so you kind of have a little bit of like a plan for what you want to do in life. Let's see some like theoretical questions maybe. If you ran Lego, what would be a couple of things you would do or like change? Like what? Give me your thoughts on that.
If I was in charge of Lego, I would require that all Lego sets are packaged in canisters. I would scrap Lego's plan to switch to recyclable plastic in the year 2030. And I'd basically fire every single employee of Lego who has connections to any environmentalist groups. Another thing I would do is I would focus more on construction and technique and less on system. Because in my honest opinion, what we need more of in Lego is technique and construction. We need more original ideas. Also, I think a majority of Lego's themes should be technical or construction related. So what I would do is I'd create some sort of a division or something that says, all right, we're going to throw ideas at the wall and see what would stick, and we'll come up with some original construction or technical themes, just like they did in the early 2000s with Robo-Riders, Frobots, with those technical Star Wars sets. So basically, it's going to be a bunch of original technic and construction themed sets. So that's what I would do. I'd have less system, more construction, less licensed themes, more original themes. I would get rid of a whole bunch of system themes. I'd mostly just focus on construction. And another thing I would do is I'd have Lego focus more on what Lego fans want and what would make them money instead of just appeasing environmentalists all the time like I think they're doing nowadays. So we need to focus more. I would make Lego focus more on bountiful Lego fans and less on the environment.
All right, yeah, good response there. Okay, I just have a couple more questions, and then I've got to get off and stuff. And I'm sure that you have things you want to do as well with your day. So just a couple more. So I want to address a couple more like radical things, maybe like you believe that parts of Lego are I forgive me if I'm wrong, but like people in Lego are part of like a satanic cult or whatever. And that, I don't know, there's just like a lot of like crazy stuff that you said, and obviously you said that you believe this stuff. I just find it kind of like bonkers to really get into it really. But like what's your evidence or your proof or like your main like theory as to why all this weird stuff happens at Lego if it does happen? Like your most recent video, does Lego want to kill Bionicle fans? Or Lego pays environmentalists to criticize them, which is and then just like a random one, vegetarians or Nazis. I didn't even watch that one, so maybe you could sum that up a little bit. Yeah, just tell me, like, what's the root of your more radical beliefs in this regard?
First off, with my channel, I'm literally just giving my opinion about any topic or issue where I'm very passionate about. For example, with the video, Lego pays environmentalists to criticize them. The evidence I have about that is if you look at the website of the company that criticized Lego, which is BioBuddy, which is owned by Snap Toys, if you look at their website, it says that they've done work with Hasbro and Disney. And one of the companies that BioBuddy criticized for not switching to recyclable plastic fast enough is Hasbro. So basically, I think that they paid them to criticize them because one of the companies that was criticized actually did prior work with that company BioBuddy. So that's my proof that Lego or companies that are similar to them pay environmentalists to criticize them. Also, with the first video they mentioned, the reason why I think that Lego's trying to attack or go after Bionicle fans, the reason why I think this, and this is just a theory now, the reason why I think this is because if you notice, there's not that many major Bionicle websites or forums that seem to be very vocal or critical of Lego switching to recyclable plastic in the year 2023. Nobody else seems to be able to point out that this is going to destroy their company, in my opinion. No one else has the except for me. And if there were more channels that said, "Hey, Lego's focusing too much on environmentalists," I wouldn't seem to be so angry about it. So that's my opinion about it. Also, with the video of vegetarians or Nazis, the reason why I say that is because it seems like they care more about protecting the earth and protecting animals than actual people. And the other reason why I say vegetarians or Nazis is because if you actually do some research, Adolf Hitler was actually a vegetarian. So by saying that vegetarians are Nazis, it's true, they're following Hitler's diet, so it's factually correct. So a lot of the things in my videos that I say are either based on an actual fact or statistic. And sure, I exaggerate, but I'm literally saying my opinion and just calling things out as I see it.
Alright, so you say that, like, alright, with the vegan stuff, I can kind of get behind how some of them seem to care more about the earth and, like, just plants than humans. I have a relative who's kind of like that. But, like, Hitler, I haven't really done any research on this, so I don't know personally if this is true or not, but let's say, for the sake of argument, Hitler was a vegan. To say that, like, vegans are following Hitler's, like, diet, I don't know. Like let's say there are probably some Nazis out there that had, like, a paleo diet, or that only drank a certain type of, alcohol or something. Like, let's say, well, like, just like Nazis drank water. Does that mean, like, everyone who drinks water is, like, associated with Nazis then, to some degree? Or if someone has the same diet as a Nazi officer, coincidentally, does that make them a Nazi? Because a lot of vegans just kind of do it either because they can afford it and they think it's ethical, or they want to maybe they're trying to be better than everyone else. I don't know. There's multiple host of reasons why people are vegans. And also, for the Bionicle guy thing, where you say, like, people don't really talk about it all that much. Like, have you ever considered that maybe, like, people just generally just don't, like, it's just dismissive. They don't really see as much proof as you do, maybe, and so they don't really care. And also, the Bionicle fandom is just dying off because people grow up and just kind of do their own thing. I mean, even us, we've switched from just being a purely Bionicle-based YouTube channel to something that kind of just embraces every aspect of Lego, or is at least trying to. So that's probably one of the reasons why Bionicle is dying, and not necessarily, well, the fandom is, it's growing smaller, not really because Lego is, like, killing Bionicle fans. And it might not even be dying either. There's been quite a few videos made by somewhat bigger YouTubers that have gotten a lot of views and that have, like, attracted people to kind of get back into Bionicle. But as it stands, Bionicle is more of, like, a hobbyist thing than an activist thing. And it seems really interesting to me that you're still so, like, stuck on it, even though it's been, like, 9 years since the cancellation and stuff. So anyway, what's your, like, response to that?
So first off, even though a lot of vegetarians have the same diet as Hitler, they should at least admit that Hitler had a good diet, because they're the ones that are following. It's kind of similar to the saying, "Hey, a broken clock's right twice a day." So maybe they should say that about Hitler's diet. That, yeah, sure, he was a terrible fascist Nazi, we all hate him. He's absolutely evil, but we should at least admit that he was right about his diet. That's what these vegetarians should say. Also, in response to what you said about how the Bionicle fandom's declining, in my opinion, I completely disagree with the idea that Bionicle fans are okay with them switching to recycled plastic or them not having Bionicle anymore. In my honest opinion, a lot of Bionicle fans don't care about the environment as much as a lot of people think. Same thing goes for Lego fans. They care if something's well made or not. And I still think that if Bionicle G2 had the proper budget in it, there weren't people that were trying to make sure it failed. I'm pretty sure that the Bionicle fan would be a lot bigger than it is today. It's true, the Bionicle fan is declining, but the reason why is because Lego is doing whatever it takes to destroy construction, make sure there's as few Bionicle fans as possible. They're not giving any marketing, any advertising, not allowing any leaked images on any websites. Lego is doing whatever it takes for the Bionicle fandom to be as small as possible. That's just my honest opinion.
I definitely agree with you when you say that the Lego Bionicle community would be like bigger if G2 was better. And I do think G2 was kind of set up to fail just because, not necessarily because of anything malicious, just because the Lego marketing department and just the people who were designing everything, it was just really inept and they didn't know what they were doing at the time. They like I said, they totally misread the table on that one. But just like any other fandom, though, it's like every fandom like dies out after a while or just gets perpetually smaller just because there isn't enough engagement left. Like, yeah, you take even, what was it, Hannibal from NBC, which got canceled after season 4, had a very strong following of fans, and it still does. But since there's no new content being put out, the fans naturally are just going to decline. There won't be any new fans, and the old fans will eventually move on to something different, which is currently happening. Same with even like Rick and Morty, which like it had like a big boost back when like the big meme came out and stuff, season 3, but now since it's got oversaturated, and now people are just kind of moving on from that to the next thing. And when the next season of Rick and Morty premieres, it's probably not going to do as many numbers as season 3. People just aren't going to be as interested in it anymore. So anyway, that's kind of my take on what you said. All right, let's see. A couple other things. Just some like casual stuff then before we end. Do you have like a favorite YouTuber? Like who's your favorite YouTuber and who's your least favorite YouTuber?
I'd say that some of my favorite YouTubers would probably be some of the people who have done Bionicle rants. For example, Zarn2134 has done a few good Bionicle rants before he deleted some videos or something. Dr. Oral did some good Bionicle rants. Let's hear some other good channels. Infowars was good until they got terminated. Let's hear, what are some other ones? Doug DeMuro has some good car reviews. Let's hear. I listen to a lot of podcasts. I listen to Daily Wire, Steven Crowder, Stefan Molyneux, Styx Hexenhammer 666. I listen to Amazing Atheists, Secular Talk, Cult of Dusty, Razor Fist. What are some other ones? No a good one. Let's see here. Hunter Avalon's another good one. James Alsop's a good one. Red Elephant's a good one. Rebel Media's a good one. I listen to a lot of conservative or right-wing channels in general. So anything that's Lego or Bionicle related, or anything that's political related, or maybe car related, I'm into. The channels that I don't like that much on YouTube, I don't know. I guess anything that's really left-wing I don't like on YouTube, or anything that's shoved down our throats by YouTube, I guess I don't like. I really don't have any channels that I really hate. Either I like a channel or I'm just really indifferent or don't care about it.
Oh, okay, that's kind of cool. Yeah, I listen to a little bit of Steven Crowder here and there, but I'm not like too big on podcasts myself, really. I like more stuff that's more or less edited for like more entertainment purposes. I like what is it, like Video Game Donkey. I like a lot of his stuff. I like Emperor Lemon. Also just kind of just movie review channels like YMS, or I like Ralph the Movie Maker a bit, but he hasn't uploaded anything in a while. I think he quit. So I don't know, that's kind of my personal taste and stuff. I don't even play Dark Souls, but I like this guy called Vatu Vidya. He does like Dark Souls lore videos, and I don't even own the games or play them really, but I just like his content quite a lot. It's very well produced. I also watch, a couple anime YouTubers, stuff like that. Okay, that's kind of cool to get a grip on your taste and stuff. You like cars, you like politics, and you like Lego. That's three good things, three interesting things. All right. So I think this might probably be like the last question. Um, let's see. What's a good question to go out on? Well, here's like just a couple random ones. Would you ever consider going to a Lego convention? I don't know if you've been to one before, but like let's say the Chicago Brick Fair. Let's see. Would you ever consider like upping like the quality of your videos, or are you more or less trying to imitate like the podcast format, like you said, Steven Crowder, all that stuff, where it's mainly just people talking and not necessarily video content, but it's more or less like audio content. So what do you think about that?
The only toy venues or brick fairs I go to are in my own province or country of Canada or Ontario or stuff like that. Also, in regards to my channel, the type of thing I'm trying to do with my channel is I'm trying to make it almost like a podcast where you just sit back, relax, listen to some audio. It's not something where you look at images on the screen, you look at the person's, or you look at a person on the screen. It's something where you just sit back, relax, listen to some audio, or you're in the middle of doing something online, you could use that as kind of like background noise where you just listen to someone rambling on about something, kind of like a podcast or a radio show. So I'm trying to make my channel almost like a podcast or a radio show where it's just me giving my opinion about something, and not something where it's just focused on me. It's something where where it's focused on my opinion on a specific issue. So the quality of my channel, I'm going to keep it the way it is. Maybe try to upgrade a little bit here and there, but in general, what you see is what you get with my channel. And thanks for the interview. Make sure you spread the word of my channel. We need to spread the truth. Every single Bionicle fan needs to know the truth of my channel, because I'm the only one that's speaking the minds of everyday Bionicle fans.
Okay, yeah, that's a perfect ending actually. So yeah, thanks for that. It was great interviewing you. Maybe we'll do this again. And I'm not sure when the video will be out, but I don't know. It'll be out at some point in the future, maybe in the next week or two. So, and it's probably gonna go on the second channel just because the quality isn't quite up to like the standard of what I'd want to put on the main channel. But I'm pretty sure people are gonna want to watch this. So, thank you for participating, and I hope I'll hear back from you after the video's out. All right, I just got done editing this. There's no change yet on. Oh, come on, light. There's no change yet on his channel. Everything is still down, unfortunately. So I don't know. Well, we'll see how it goes. I hope you guys enjoyed the interview. It was really fun to kind of get this kind of glimpse into the mind of Toa Lime or whatever. I feel like people take him way too seriously. I mean, obviously he is serious about what he does, but he isn't like really threatening or anything. I think he only has this sort of like omnipresent vibe in the Bionicle community because people just don't like embrace the meme and they take him purely at face value instead of like the ironic value. Hopefully this kind of puts him out there a little bit more, and maybe people won't like treat him the same way. I mean, you don't have to treat him like great or anything, but I don't think you should be looking at him as like some omnipotent evil troll or anything. Because if you take him seriously, which is like what most people do, that's exactly what he wants, and it makes him more powerful. So just don't. I wouldn't take him so seriously. Clearly, giving him attention has varied results depending on the attention that you give him. Like, I gave him attention, and his videos are all gone now. So that doesn't necessarily mean that there will be more Lime, just maybe a different kind of Lime, or none at all. So, yeah, I hope you guys all have a good day. Don't forget to donate to the Patreon if you want more exclusive, different content like this. I have a couple more ideas for talking to different people in the Lego community, getting together with like more recluse people or whatever, just to kind of like hear them out or something. I think it'd be like a whole lot of fun. So donating to the Patreon or just showing your support, kind of, it encourages me a little bit to dig in a bit deeper and get that stuff for you guys. So I appreciate the support that everyone's shown so far for the channel and our work. We just hit 1,000 subscribers on our main channel. I kind of have a video idea for that, but it's not going to come out for quite some time yet because I got a huge backlog of projects I'm working on. But anyways, Gotti.